Hey guys, if you're new to the discussion on the case of Christopher Watts, I just want to give you a few helpful hints on how to survive the true crime community. Well, actually, it isn't the true crime community, it's the drama community that has taken up residence in the last couple of years in the true crime community, specifically to harass people who are discussing the case of Christopher Watts. You're going to see many videos posted on a daily basis that are all about why you shouldn't listen to certain channels, or why certain channels are just evil or jealous or committing slander, when in fact they're the ones committing slander by accusing others the way they do. Nobody is bashing Christopher Watts' wife, nobody is jealous of Christopher Watts' wife, and nobody is in love with Christopher Watts. Well, except for all those weirdos who are writing to him in prison, I guess. There are many of us, many thousands of us, who do believe that it is reasonable to believe that Christopher Watts may have been telling the truth when he said that he did not murder his children, Bella and Cece Watts. But if you're new to the discussion, then you may look around and think to yourself, wow, look at all these people who believe that Christopher Watts is a monster, and that Christopher Watts' wife was, and always will be, nothing but a saint. In fact, the scumbag attackers who sprang into action as soon as the case of Christopher Watts hit the headline news to attack innocent people in order to what appeared to be, I guess, their effort to try to control the discussion on this case on social media, they have been known to purchase fake subs for their channels. They have been known to purchase fake members to their Facebook groups. They have been known to use multiple fake profiles to post their crap. I'm not kidding. It's all smoke and mirrors in what appears to be an effort to promote a false narrative about Christopher Watts' wife, quite frankly. When this case first hit the headlines, we were told that Christopher Watts' wife was a retired nurse. She was never a nurse. We were told she was a highly successful executive of a billion-dollar company. She was never a highly successful executive of any billion-dollar company. We were told she was an employee of a billion-dollar company. She was never an employee either of a billion-dollar company. We were told she was on a business trip the weekend before she died. Is that what they call those now? Business trips? Really? Because it was actually some sort of a sales training that you could sign up for if you were one of the people who had signed up for the product-based multi-level marketing company. You know how that works. You pay money in order to buy their products so that you can get other people to pay money to buy their products so that they can get other people to pay money in order to buy their products, because it's all about how many products have you sold, or more likely bought, in order to climb up to the next rung of the ladder. We were told that Christopher Watts' wife was a stay-at-home mom, which is kind of difficult to do, really, if you're a highly successful executive of a billion-dollar company, right? But we were told that Christopher Watts' wife was a stay-at-home mom. And then we found out that both Bella and Cece were in daycare. Isn't that interesting? We've been told that Christopher Watt's wife had lupus and fibromyalgia, and she had Sjogren's, and she had celiac disease, and she had endometriosis, and she had this, and she had that, and she had, evidently, according to one of their real-life friends, somebody who actually knew her, evidently, according to him, all she had to do was see a commercial about an illness she hadn't heard of, and she would begin to claim that she had that illness too, or disease, as in major disease, as in serious disease. She belonged to many support groups online for many different diseases. We were told that the girls, Bella and Cece, were both so sick so often. In fact, the employees, the co-workers of Christopher Watts at one point even took up a collection to help them with the costs associated with having sick children so often. We were told that both girls needed surgery on the same day. We were told that at 6:30 p.m. every night, that both girls were given Benadryl and Tylenol and put to bed so that Christopher Watt's wife could have, quote-unquote, me time. We were told that Christopher Watt's wife earned the car, and then we found out it was a leased vehicle in Christopher Watt's name. We've been told a lot of crap about this case, let me tell you, and the crap just keeps right on a-coming. The lies that are being told, OMG. Here's an example of one of the more recent claims that are so laughable. It's just so laughable to think that somebody would even post this comment, but they did. Evidently on the bankruptcy filings in 2015, you know, the bankruptcy that had to be filed because of all the medical bills, right? I don't know about you, but I didn't know that JCP and Macy's were healthcare providers. But anyway, we recently learned that on the bankruptcy filings that Christopher Watt's wife had listed the value of her diamond engagement ring as $1,000. But wait a minute, because we've been told for over 2 years that that ring was worth $10,000 to $12,000. So why on earth would she have just put $1,000 on the bankruptcy filing? Well, I think I know the answer. If you want to Google the words exempt assets, property, whatever, bankruptcy, Colorado, it might pop up and it'll show you the limits to what you can retain of your assets in a bankruptcy. So when that was being discussed recently in the comment threads, no kidding, the excuse is that in a bankruptcy, this is what the comment said, in a bankruptcy, you're only supposed to report 10% of the value of any asset. And then they added the words 10 cents on the dollar. Well, that's a lie. Yet 3 or 4 people were running with it immediately as if it was the truth. You know, a lot of people are saying that they think that this case is some sort of a social experiment on social media. They're not saying the case didn't happen. They're not saying the tragedy didn't occur. But they're saying that the behaviors and the actions of people on social media since the case hit the headlines is all part of some social experiment, evidently, to see how easily people can have their minds warped or stop thinking for themselves. And when I first heard those claims, I thought, oh, no way, right? No way. But you know what? I'm not so sure anymore. Because over and over again, there are profiles being used ready to pounce on innocent people with nothing but more lies. So maybe it is some sort of an experiment to see how easy it is to get people to follow along with bullshit. I don't know. One more thing I want to discuss in this video is the fact that from day one, Cindy Watts has been attacked by the scumbag attackers. There have been so many lies posted about Cindy Watts that it is absolutely disgusting. So I'm here to tell you the truth about Cindy Watts. Cindy Watts is not a narcissist. Cindy Watts is not evil. Cindy Watts is not insulting or bashing or in any way disparaging the name or reputation of her daughter-in-law. In fact, she was asked questions and she answered the questions honestly while biting her tongue, because let me tell you something, she has a lot more to say than she has said so far. Cindy Watts is a woman who has always worked hard to provide for her family and to raise her children well. Cindy Watts is an honest person. Naive, yes. Gullible, yes. Passive, oh my goodness, passive. But she's an honest person. Cindy Watts and her daughter-in-law actually enjoyed a good relationship for over 5 years straight. The only times that they had any difficulty in their relationship were 2 times. Both times when Christopher Watts' wife was in North Carolina, and both times were right before a planned family event. Cindy Watts and her daughter-in-law were close. In fact, so close that when Christopher Watts and his wife traveled, even though Christopher Watts' in-laws lived right in the basement of their house, Christopher Watts' wife asked his mother to fly from North Carolina to Colorado to take care of Bella and Cece. Cindy Watts and her daughter-in-law were so close, in fact, that her daughter-in-law shared many intimate details of her life with Cindy Watts. Cindy Watts has been polite for over 2 years. She has been, like I already said, biting her tongue. But I'll just bet you, with all the harassment and hate against her, that one of these days, she's going to decide to hell with it all. And I think one of these days, she's going to decide to tell all. Why not? What are they going to do? Harass her? What are they going to do? Insult her? Lie about her? Call her names? Oh, gee, wait, they're already doing all of that, aren't they? In what appears to be an attempt to keep her silent. But what they don't seem to understand is that if they're going to attack her like that anyway, then why not go ahead and tell the truth about the details of her daughter-in-law's life that her daughter-in-law confided to her when they had a very interesting and intimate conversation the night before Christopher Watts' wife suddenly had a meltdown at her house. I think there's an important connection there, if you think about it. She revealed many details of her life that were very intimate. And then the very next day, literally within just hours, of revealing certain details of her life that may have been very difficult for her to discuss. But she trusted Cindy. She trusted her mother-in-law with those details of her life. I think it's very interesting that just hours later that she had a major meltdown. If any of you are familiar with trauma or post-trauma or dealing with past trauma, then you may be aware that by discussing trauma in her life, it actually may have led her to that meltdown emotionally. She may have, by discussing those details, actually become or felt that she was becoming more vulnerable. She may have felt triggered. She may have felt very disturbed by some of what it was she was sharing with her mother-in-law the night before. Think about it. And please do think about it before you join in the attacks against Cindy Watts, because like I said, with everything Cindy knows, she's being actually very polite and kind and respectful of her daughter-in-law's memory.